Believe it or not, you can do an all-day workout and accelerate your gains. Watch this.
Next caller is Kevin from Illinois.
Kevin, what's happening?
Hey, guys. How are you?
What's up?
All right.
All right. I appreciate you guys having me on. I've been listening to you for, about a year now, and I learned something new every day. So
Nice.
I'll get right to it. I'll give you a little bit of kind of where I was, where I'm at, and where I'm trying to go. Maybe you guys can direct me in the down the right path. So I'm 33 years old. I've been working out for about 17 years, but never really followed any sort of, specific plan. Maybe in high school, I saw some decent results, but I kind of just followed the, do 8 to 12 reps of everything, sweat a little bit, and I'll be good to go. I recently learned that's not exactly how it works. A little bit deeper into my background, about 2 years ago, I was at a pretty low point in my life, realized that alcohol was, taking over and, destroying my mental health, physical health, everything around me. So, with that, there's a lot of bad eating habits, a lot of bad exercise habits. And I heard from many people, including you guys, that resistance training has a ton of mental health benefits, and I was put through the ringer of medications and whatnot. And I finally decided to start getting into lifting, with intention. And I'm now off all that stuff.
Hell
Good
yeah,
job,
bro.
man.
Nice work.
So yeah, it's huge. It works. About a year ago as well, I kind of started my lifting or exercise journey with CrossFit, because I thought maybe it'd be good for functional fitness for, my profession. And, I saw weight loss, I was 184 pounds at my heaviest. I'm now down to 161. I had some weight loss. I started, seeing myself in the mirror like, wow, something's going on here. It's actually, maybe working. But I wasn't noticing any, strength gains really at all. And maybe cardio wise, I was getting a little better, but I was also kind of falling into that cortisol junkie, like I've heard you guys talk about, CrossFit 7 days a week. I had to do it, to see results. And you guys also taught me that's not the way to go. So, I got into Mike Matthews, Bigger, Leaner, Stronger. That's currently what I'm doing. And I have seen quite a bit of progress in the strength department. I'm just trying to figure out how to, incorporate some other stuff to work on strength, conditioning, and physique. I'm kind of one of those typical guys that wants it all. I want that power lifter strength. I want the bodybuilder physique and, the athletic conditioning, but I know I can't necessarily have it all. So to lead to my question or questions, two quick questions that kind of relate to each other. So I'm a firefighter paramedic. I work 24 hours on, 48 hours off. We are allowed to work out while we are on shift. However, we do still have to respond to 911 calls. So oftentimes I will, get a warm up going, maybe a couple sets of, we'll say, bench press, and then we get a call. And that call could last anywhere from 20 minutes to, an hour plus. So now, I've got my warm up in, couple sets, go out on a call, come back maybe an hour later, start where I left off, and try and continue the workout. And we might get more calls. You never know. So, with that being said, if all the stars align and I do get a complete workout in, 45 to 60 minutes, it is then possible that we have a bad night of sleep due to calls. So the main question here is, am I wasting my time while working out on shift due to being interrupted throughout the workout and or losing sleep, that quality rest to recover?
Okay.
So this is great, Kevin. Sounds like you've been listening to us for over a year now. You've learned all kinds of things from us. We've changed your life. And then you bought a program
And
from
then
somebody
you
else.
didn't buy a program.
What the fuck, guy? What the fuck, guy?
Sorry, guys. I know.
It's all right. It's all right.
Luckily, it's Mike Matthews and a good friend of ours who's pretty damn good at what he does too. I'm just busting your balls.
You know,
dude.
Kevin, one thing before I answer your question, because there's a few things in there that I want to address, but before I do, I want you to pay attention to your the addictive qualities of exercise and keep that in check, okay? Because going to CrossFit makes a lot of sense when you ended one, form of addiction, moved to exercise. CrossFit's it fits into that category of overtraining, over application. You said cortisol junkie. It's a great.
It feeds the itch.
Yeah. So pay attention to that. Keep that in check with exercise. So all right, let me answer your question with your workout. I'm gonna tell you something really cool. Working out where you do a few sets, take a break for an hour, 30 minutes, do another few sets, take a break for another hour, 30 minutes, whatever, and do it. That's an amazing way to work out. That is a phenomenal way to build lots of strength and muscle. Most people don't do it because it takes all day, but the fact that you're working a shift and you have that availability, take your whole workout and just chip away at it throughout the day. And make sure to eat in between and take your time when with what you're doing. Not only is it not going to hurt you, but I would guess you're going to probably see better strength gains than if you did all your workout all at once. So that's actually not a bad thing at all. As far as sleep is concerned, you're going to have to consider how you feel when you go into the day that you're going to work out, right? So if you had a crappy night of sleep the night before and you're going into another day and you're like, oh, I feel really tired and I don't know if I should be working out, I probably wouldn't, or I'd go really light and just kind of go through the motion. But that's how you're going to have to judge it. Don't judge it by what's going to happen tonight because you don't necessarily know. Do it like the following day. Like, okay, I feel crappy today. I think I'll skip today, or I'll go really easy, like 30% intensity, just go through the motion just so I can move and feel okay throughout the day. That's how you should judge the sleep thing. And then when you do get the time to get sleep, prioritize it. Wear your blue light blocking glasses an hour before. Make sure that it's a good setup, that you're going down, you're sleeping, you're not eating, a couple hours before bed, so you can really capitalize on when you do get sleep.
Kevin, did you listen to the first responder episode we did?
I don't know if I have.
Oh, you would know. We did one actually for you. So if you go and YouTube or even Google search, I think it's First Responders, Doug. Well, if he does Mind Pump First Responders, that should pop up, right?
Yeah, if you go to mindpumppodcast.com and search it, I'm going to see if I can get it right now.
Thanks, Doug.
I've looked it up before, and I think all I had to do was go to just Google and go Mind Pump and First Responders, and it'll pop up. But yeah, for Sal hit everything, so there's not much for me to contribute to that. But if you wanted even more in depth, we went a whole hour and a half conversation specifically to first responders and all the different challenges that you guys deal with, everything from mobility to rest to training frequency, everything. So if you want even further information, definitely listen to that.
1487.
Episode 14. Everything. Now, Kevin, bigger, leaner, stronger, great workout. Mike Matthews knows his stuff. But yeah. I'm going to send you Maps Anabolic because I think it's better. So
superior.
Wow. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
No problem. And then again, if you got to break the work, that's okay. So you take the whole workout of Maps Anabolic, break it up so you're chipping away at it throughout the day. And of course, make sure to eat. Don't skip meals and all that kind of stuff. You're going to do great. I mean, that's a phenomenal way to build strength really fast. It's really interesting. I've done it.
It's
on weekends
deceiving
before.
how awesome it is.
Yes,
because you don't.
It's just so inconvenient for people.
You just don't get this crazy sweat or maybe as much of a pump or a burn as you do when you do everything in the hour and a half. So it's deceiving on how well it works. But if you do that consistently, and I've done this before, where since I've got a gym at home and now we have one here. I've played around with this where I'm breaking up my workouts sometimes into 2, 3, sometimes even 4 little mini workouts.
Yeah.
And I actually really like it.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. I was not expecting that, but that's good news.
Yeah. Cool. All right, Kevin, we'll send you Maps Anabolic. Okay. And congratulations on being sober. That's incredible.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that very much, guys. Thank you.
You got it, brother.
All right.
It's got to be one of the most challenging type jobs, those shift work
for sure. Yeah, any night shift especially.
Yeah, because just the shift alone or the changing of the hours alone is detrimental to long-term health. So it's like you got to counter that, and then you're dealing with bad sleep and changes in diets. So it's a really hard thing to manage. So I'm glad you referred to that episode because we talked about all that.
Yeah, that's why the advice is challenging because it's like, I mean, you're kind of just putting Band-Aids everywhere because it's not really ideal for health in general.
Right.
And it's like, you can't tell somebody to quit their job, but, here's what you need to consider to maintain, some semblance of energy and health.
Well, training is another stress on the body. And people like this have got
Already lots of stress.
more than the average person, right? That doesn't mean that somebody who doesn't have this job couldn't to potentially have more stress than this person. Of course, that exists too. But right away, when I get a client that has a job like this or swing shift or like the ER nurses, things like that, for sure, I know that they're already carrying more stress than my average person has to. And so you have to modify and accommodate the workouts to complement that and not like be working against your body and having to, try and overcome all these different stressors.
But I will say, if you're watching this and you have access to like a home gym and you want to experiment with this all-day workout thing.
You've been touting that for a few years now.
It's really crazy. I mean, it is really I mean, you don't train at a super high intensity. You want to keep it kind of moderate high, but literally I would do like 5 sets every other hour starting at 9 a.m. and I would have time for food and stuff. And it's really weird how the CNS starts to adapt. You get stronger as the day goes on. Then the next day,
better at the lifts, the more
it's crazy. And the day after you did so much volume, you don't feel like you beat yourself up.
You have to be careful. I've actually gotten really sore from training this way, thinking I wouldn't get that sore.
It's the total volume.
Yeah, because you think that you don't ever get that real sweat or pump, like I was saying. So you kind of think like, oh, that was nothing, and then you get that rest.
Well, because you get recovery the whole time.
Yeah, so then when you come back to the second 20-minute workout, you feel so refreshed.
But then you add up the volume.
Yeah, then you add it all up, and you're like, oh shit, I literally just did like 2 workouts built into one.
40 sets for weights, that's a lot.
Then you feel it. So yeah, be careful. Because it is so effective. You'd be surprised on how little of effort it will feel putting towards it to have a great workout.